again, everybody. This is Jeff from Online Cubase Tutorials, and we got a pretty cool trance, housey feel, electronic dance music track going here. A bunch of drums from Groove Agent, and one Retrolog synth bass part. We got a sidechain compressor going to the bass sound from the drum kick drum. We got some routing, some group tracks, some FX tracks, and I think we're ready to add a synthesizer part. So I'm going to minimize this. We're going to still, I think working with a 4-bar phrase is probably a little bit much to start. Let's do a 2-bar phrase for this and just kind of get a feel for it. And what we're going to do is add a new VST instrument. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to add a new rack instrument. And in this case, I think I'm gonna play around with a new $11 VST that I got from pluginboutique.com from Air. This is called Vacuum Pro, and this is on sale right now. It may not be when you go, if you go to Plugin Boutique and check this out. The company's called Air. They got some pretty cool stuff over there at Plugin Boutique. I think I spent all day just looking at plugins. In this case, I'm just gonna, since this is literally the first time I've ever launched this VST, so we'll figure this out together. It doesn't work with Steinberg's patch management system. So somewhere in here you can see here's the global and there's a default patch. So I'm just gonna glance around the interface. It looks like we have what is this? The VTO1. We got a mixer. VTO2. I see range and envelopes here. So VTO1 is a vacuum tube oscillator, I'm guessing. So ENV2 shape. Let's turn this down and see. Maybe we turn this one this way. It's a shape. Interesting. Detune. This looks like an octave switch. I'm just going to switch to triggering it with my MIDI keyboard here. Cutoff. Always good to have a cutoff filter. Low pass filter. Low pass filter is your friend. So I'm just messing around with the built-in patch here, but let's go and just hit some of these and we'll see. Skip rope bass. Bruce likes techno. It's got some pretty good sounds already. I'm pretty happy with this $11 purchase here. So I'm just testing this out and hitting different velocities on the keyboard, like just barely touching the key, and you have low cutoff. The harder you hit it, the more air it takes up in the mix. So these are some pretty good presets right off the bat. Dance lead, yep. I kind of like that. So we can just mess around with this. Let our track run in the background and kind of play along with it and see what fits in. I'm a piano player and this key is in D. I think I played D in the bass, so it's actually in a B. I'm sorry, it's a B key that we need. arpeggiator built in here. I don't know much about that. I just noticed that. Arpeggiator just holds the note on if you play it. You can see it's probably going to take a while to get some melody here because I don't really have anything in mind. I'm just kind of playing around with different sounds. So this looks like we have 16ths. Here's the 8th note. Oh, what's this? I don't normally play in the key of B, so. Let's try a different sound. I'm wondering how to change the pitch just slightly. There's got to be a way to do it somewhere here. This is detuned, it looks like, because I did that. Let me turn that on. Oh, here's fine. This is shape. Okay, saw. Triangle, there we go. I like playing around with slightly out of tune instruments. It's really fun. It makes it sound like it's old school analog gear. Like this, that's what this is designed to emulate. So. I think it still sounds sharp. find the mixer on here because VTO 1 and 2 are turned all the way up. I'm going to turn VTO 2 off a second. There we go. Something like that might work. So I was actually just playing, what I was just playing was actually a 4-bar phrase. So I think we have enough material here. Let me just give that a try real quick. Now let me close this. I'm gonna close the editor. I'm going to be recording a new Vacuum Pro part, and that's 04 super smooth lead that I tweaked. Let me hit save on that real quick. All right, and so basically I'm using kind of the rule of fifths here, and we'll get into that in the next episode, but essentially I'm just going to play from B to a D, which is a third, to the E, which is a fourth. So the rule of fifths is real quick. If you're in the key of B, which is this note right here, then the perfect fifth up from B is going to be an F sharp. The perfect fourth is an E. Now what you notice is that E is a fifth down. Downward fifth is the same as an upward fourth. I know it's a little confusing, but we'll come back to the reasons why, and maybe in a future theory episode. But from B to E is a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how you get. There's 5 notes here, and so, dear God, that was my pug in the background. So what I'm doing is I'm writing a little synthesizer part to go from B to D to the E and then back to B. So it's kind of like 1 and then a third, a minor third up, and then to the fifth, and then back to the B, which is the root note we're working with. So let me hit record real quick, and we'll make it so we can see this part here. Let me just open up some of these and have this expand out. Maybe the retrolog part. Okay, and then let me increase the size of this, and then our super smooth lead will be getting recorded underneath this. Let's give that a shot here. Oh, no, nothing just came out because I selected the bass right before I did that. So I got to go back and I got to target the right track for that. Okay, so that was actually an 8-bar phrase. And you can see I got 2 parts of it because I was only recording for a 4-bar loop. So if I drag this over here, this is the whole part that I just recorded. So let me minimize this a little bit more. You can see that whole part. And I made some mistakes, and we'll fix it. And I actually started recording before the downbeat, and my note, I don't want my note to get cut off here yet. So I have a little bit of work to do. Now this brings out a new tool. This is going to be the splice tool, or the glue tool. So what that does is you can glue together 2 pieces into one. So that was the whole part that I recorded. And I want to actually now drag this out to 13 bars, which means that I need some more drums. I need to copy this whole thing here. I'm going to delete this guy. And then I'm going to take, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. That's probably fine. Let me delete that. So and actually what I could do is just use this part here. So the folder is kind of convenient. It's like you want to copy that whole thing. You can just copy it with hold the option key. And same thing with our kick. We've got 4 bars of stuff going here. What is this? Why is this separated out? Let's see. Why would we have separate parts here? I think can you glue these together too? No. Okay, so I guess there's 4 separate parts, which is all right. Let's just take all of that over here too. Can you guys hear my pug snoring in the background? 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we got too much there. So we really just need 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoops. Dear God. Hang on. All right. So we want to grab 5, 6, 7, 8. We have this part 9 here. I don't know I guess I just copied that by mistake. So we want to duplicate this as well. And actually, now that we have an 8-bar phrase, I think it's probably safe to say that we only want to have a crash at the end of the 8 bars. And so now we can listen to this. Let me go in here now and fix this note to start right on the downbeat. And I can close that, and I can edit this out here. Now I can clip this part. Let's take a listen. Oops. This part's muted. I gotta unmute it. And actually, to stick with our color scheme, whoops, this is gonna be yellow. And we're gonna put this right here, because this is the Vacuum Pro folder here. This is yellow, and yellow. Sorry about that. All right, now it's going to the stereo out. This output, the sound output channel, is going to stereo out. So let's make a new group track. Add track. Just right click on that folder. I think it doesn't matter where you click actually. Add new group track, group channel track. Create inside the folder. And this is going to be synth. And it's going to be, we're going to use the same color of our groups, which is, it's not the last one. This is actually going to be routed to final. Okay, so now we have an output from our VST that can go to the synth group track. And let's have a listen. Save that and press play with the space bar. All right, so it's close, but I got to quantize that. So quantize panel. Let's hit auto. All right, that looks pretty good already. Let's go back to our start point. All right, there's still some fuck ups here, so pardon me, some screw ups. So let's increase the catch range and get that all fixed. That looks better. Let's just go up to 40%. there's still some mess ups here. This one's a mess up. Whoops. Let me undo that. We just want this one. Think. Yep, it's not on the beat. Now here's one where I just tap the note and make it longer. Okay, so that's a bad note. I hit the wrong note. Just delete that. Fix this. This is a little bit much at first. Crank the velocity down a little bit. Okay, I think we're good with the quantized panel. You zoom out. I'm just checking to see that each note just hits right on the line. All right, let's try that again. Okay, here's another screw up. That should be an F. That should be a F sharp. Still sounds kind of off. It's not really where I want it yet. All right, let's I'm gonna show another thing that I use from time to time. It's gonna be the you can let's see, legato fixed lengths. So what this does, it'll like make all the lengths of all the notes the same. That's kind of a convenient feature, and I think that's going to help. All right, this one is off. I forget how to do this with it. I think, yeah, you hold the control key. So you can use the arrow keys to navigate around here. So right and left arrow, select notes. I'm just hitting keys on the keyboard, on the computer keyboard, to go to select different notes. Let me make this all so you can see it in the one window here. Just zoom out a little bit more. And then you can see now I can select notes this way. I can move them up and down. And then with the control key, you can move it forward and backward in time. So let's give that a listen. I think that's all fixed as far as what I originally intended to play. Nope, there's still a mess up right here with the timing. Okay, so let's fix that with a keyboard. And a control and left. Okay, back to the fifth bar. Oh, there's still something screwed up here. Okay, control left. This is off. That looks better. Bar 5. Let's see. It's like 3 notes apart, so that's correct there. That's on the bar 2. That looks right. I think that's right. Let's listen again. Yeah. You can see I'm looking at the reference pattern here that I got right. It goes from 1 to 3. Or actually, I'm sorry, 1 to 4. And then 3 to 2. 1 to 4, 3 to 2. Just count 3, count 2, count 1, count 4, count 3, count. Here's I changed it up a little bit. 1 to 3, or sorry, 1 to 4, 3 to 2, 1 to 4, 3 to 2, 1 to 4. Okay, does that make sense? I think we're good. Let's see. This one's still off. There we go. Okay, now you can hear when this gets out here, it's starting to sound kind of weird, and that's because we didn't copy this automation across. And we still have our old bass lines in here that we probably aren't going to use. We may not. I think I'll just delete it because I can always recreate it or go back to adding it in the piano again. So again, we have 4-bar phrase 5, 6, 7, 8 right here. This copy we don't need, and what I want to do is I want to take all of this, including the automation, and copy it over here. So we have an 8-bar version of it. Zoom out a little bit here so we can see the whole pattern. I'm going to add one more note at the end. Actually, that's going to be on count 3. Just scrolling with a mouse wheel, the shift key. Save that. All right, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna move this over here. Whoops. I'm gonna copy this over here. So just Option drag, and then this part, I'm going to now turn this 8-bar phrase into a 16-bar phrase. I'm going to copy this over here. Come up here. I'm going to take all of this, copy that over here. Just Option. Whoops. Yeah, for that one I did Option Shift, and these are aliases now. This percussion, don't think we need it. Now I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 4 or 8 bars there. Option drag and create instances of all those parts. Now we got a 16-bar phrase to work with. And the reason why I want to do that is just I want to hear this a little bit longer, and I'm going to add in another note in here. So whether it's a harmony or middle note, when I was clicking around in here, I kind of liked some of those different sounds that I was hearing. So let's give this a shot. Actually, let me come out here. We're going to be editing, this part here. So we make this bigger, can make this smaller. So we have an editor for seeing the MIDI notes. Make this a little bit bigger. Let's see right here. Okay. So again, sometimes it's helpful with the arrow keys, right? Just to whoops. Where did I go? I went to bar 5. Okay, bar 13. This part. Let's hear this. I know it sounds strange, but let's see how that works. Let's try an octave to jump right there. Kind of just creating a little handmade arpeggio here. I kind of like that little stab of that A in the B scale. Oh, that's kind of cool. That wasn't what I meant, but I kind of liked it. I think what I'm going to do is shorten these middle notes a little bit. These ones that I added, they just seem a little too long. Whoops. So you can hold shift to add on more notes to the selection, and you can hold control to remove notes from the selection. So now that I've got these notes selected, I'm going to undo snap and zoom in and make these notes shorter. So these are like a 30-second note now. So it's just be a little blip. Let's try that. Oops. Let me turn on snap. I'm just going to tweak this last note to see. I kind of like that. I like this hit so much, I'm thinking about putting it in a couple other places. I think what it is I like about it, I think it needs to be moved over. I think where I'm hearing that is leading into the downbeat. So I'm going to just try to move that to the next measure. Move anyway. I just want to get rid of, maybe move this note here. Let's try that. Might be it. I'm not sure. Let me just. All right, I'll leave that for now. It sounds pretty cool. So we close this editor. And we have two variations in the same part. We have two bass parts copied. And one of the things I was thinking would be cool is to just make a slight change to the automation here on this first one, because it'll make it just enough different from the second one to add a little bit of interest. So I'm just going to grab that. Well, it doesn't work that way. Let me grab just the top ones here. These 4 top ones, and we'll scale this down. Interesting. And I have an extra point here and an extra point here. And then now I can take, I think, all of these and scale that down a little bit. So I'll have a subdued version and a more aggressive version of the same bass. There's an extra one here too. Look at that. Oh, I deleted the wrong one. Let's take that one. There we go. Looks like there's an extra one here too. I just like keeping everything nice and clean, so I know exactly what's going on. We can take this first one and make this a little bit more subdued. So come back and zoom out a little bit. Select all these notes. Select Control A. And then I'm just going to mix this down a little bit and just take advantage of the velocity capabilities of this VST, so that we're just getting a more subdued version of the same part. That sounds pretty cool. So another thing I wanted to try was to send to the delay here and see what that synth sounds like delayed. So I can't really hear it too much. So in pretty much every virtual synthesizer, you got a cutoff filter and a low pass filter. I'm just looking for that, and I'm gonna mess around with these envelopes and saturation. This sounds sounding really freaking cool. And I bet we can animate this. You can say learn MIDI CC and like connect it to one of your controller parameters. All right, that didn't work. There is a way to do that. We'll tackle that later. subdued one, and then we get to the more advanced one. And it sounds really cool. We can figure out how to control this. So we'll put the read-write automation on here. Slowly crank this up. And you can see it comes right in here. All right, so check it out. So we just recorded that automation of that ramp up here and ramp back down. And that's embedded in this whole entire pass for 16 measures. So I think that's enough for this video. Who knows where we're going to go next? We'll probably start arranging in the next video. So start arranging the whole entire track. Now that we have a 16 bar phrase that we kind of like, we'll start arranging this into a whole mix. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.